So say we're happy with this right now. Um, we're just gonna get that window back up. There we go. So we're happy with our shadows. We are going to just change the background. When you are exporting these as a 2D image, if we're going to put this and edit this in Photoshop, the more work we will have to do when we have this big green background. And also something to watch out for when you are exporting this into Photoshop is these axes as well. They sometimes export with the image. So you just have to turn off quite a few things before we start exporting this as an image. So to change the background and like the general environment, you click on Window, and then you go down to Styles. Okay, so you click on Styles, you end up with this window. So you have all these different choices of kind of visual makeup you can choose from, such as, at this moment I'm just going to click on default styles, and then within this, if you click between these, you have one, that's the one it was in. But if you want an all white background, which is good for when you start editing things, it actually offers the wireframe, different perspectives. That one's quite nice. So those two are okay. So right. So we're gonna go with this guy, I think. Or actually, I kind of like that one. So pick one that has a white background. Either this one that's 3 down, and we're just going to close that down. So what's happened is we still have our edges though, so we're just going to return those off. So go to Edge Style, and then we're back to our image. So to get rid of the axes, view, as you can see, if you go down to View, axes are turned on. So we just click on that. And there we go. So we have an image that doesn't have any, noise in the background. There's no disturbance. It's just our glasses and us. So at this point, I'm going to export one of these images. So I click File, same place, Save, Close, Open, all that jazz is. I'm going to go to Export down here. And then I'm going to go to Export 2D Graphic. Okay, so I'm just going to call that wine glass with shadows. Okay, we'll save it to desktop. Let's just put one. Export. So then what I want to do is I want to change all these face types. Okay, so I'm going to use X-ray as well, which is an X-ray version, which is really great for if you're stacking, etc. Let's see. So I'm going to turn the shadows off for this one as well. So we end up with this slightly different. So the reason I export like a couple of different 2D images is so that you end up with these 3. I mainly do 3 images that I can play around with in Photoshop by mixing the layers, adding transparency to certain layers, and either editing particular parts of the wine glass or building up the highlights and the shadows, like making them darker or lighter. So we're going to export one of these as well in our X-ray mode. So we're going to call that wine glass X-ray. Place. And we're going to do one more of the wireframe as well. So export. Oops, we need to change it. So we're going to turn the edges and the profile back on for this. Otherwise, we won't see any wireframe. So we're going to turn X-ray off. Go back to face style, we're going to hit wireframe, okay? And that just gives us this kind of line drawing of our glasses, so that we know that we basically, what I use this for is when you're in a situation where you've been editing the colors and the layers and the lighting, and you just want to sometimes drop a very gentle outline of the object, or sometimes, or you can use it to emphasize the form by having a kind of outline. So let's just export one of those as well. Okay, so it'll be wireframe. Okay. So there we go. So now we've exported those 3 different type of images. We're ready to take this into Photoshop to carry on editing it. This is the basis of drawing this, and so you can use all, let your creativity run wild. You can do whatever shape you want. You can use the arc tool, the pencil tool, working on that rectangular kind of drawing board and drawing half. You can use the scale tool that we learned to squat things, make things dumpy, change proportions. So have a go, have a practice, try and do some different forms, play around with that follow me tool to create the object in 3D, and just have a play. And if you have any questions or anything like that, just feel free to email them to me, and I can give you a hand if you're interested in learning more. So I'll hopefully do another tutorial on Photoshop and how you can kind of put these into maybe a scene in Photoshop, just to give them like a quick visualization of how the end product could be. Okay, I hope this was enjoyable for you guys, and I look forward to seeing some of you practicing this program. And hope you're all keeping safe, and good luck. Bye.